गरीब आदमी है और सिलेंडर 2-2 हज़ार को खरीदे नहीं जा रहा। अब जो 2 पैसा कमाने उनको 2,500 वहाँ देते तो फिर अब बच्चे क्या खाएंगे हमारे।
अब वैसे 80 रुपये किलो गैस, 70 रुपये किलो भरी जा रही है और कहाँ एकदम से 400 रुपये किलो। बाहर तो लड़ाई छिड़ते हैं और घर में गरीब इंसान वैसे ही परेशान होता है।
Our electricity bill has rose because of, I think, the use of induction. So either way, in LPG or in induction, we are only paying for that.
For millions of families in India, a geopolitical crisis thousands of kilometers away meant they could no longer afford to light their stoves. 60% of India's LPG is imported. Before the conflict, 90% of it was coming through the Strait of Hormuz. When that supply chain broke, there was no buffer.
When the Hormuz is closed, price of LPG is increasing, people are thinking of that we need some alternative energy. Cow dung as a cow dung cake probably was an alternative fuel for a long period of time.
We have a feedstock through agriculture residue, cattle dung, municipal solid waste. We also have a technology. We also have a pressing need of having a renewable energy, or you can say reducing the import of the natural gas.
Can India look inward for its energy needs? Solutions exist, solutions which are sustainable, indigenous, and which we have already started working on. But the question remains, how fast can they be scaled up to provide a real alternative to imported energy sources?
Hi, my name is Shubhi Gupta and I'm currently living in east of Kailash in New Delhi. So basically a primary cooking fuel is LPG cylinder only. But since March after LPG crisis, we shifted our primary cooking to induction. Our electricity bill has rose because of, I think, the use of induction. So either way, in LPG or in induction, we are only paying for that.
In late June, the Indian government declared the LPG crisis over, stating that supplies had normalized. But the cost of LPG for consumers has still not been reduced to pre-war rates. The cost of a domestic 14.2 kg cylinder in Delhi is now Rs 942, an increase of Rs 89. A commercial 19 kg cylinder jumped from Rs 1740 to Rs 2930. These are subsidized government rates. But for renters like Shubhi, who don't have a registered LPG connection, there is no regulated price. During the peak of the crisis, black market rates soared from around Rs 1,000 to Rs 4,000 to 5,000 per cylinder. Even today, they remain well above pre-war levels. Archana, a migrant worker from Uttar Pradesh, is also forced to buy LPG on the black market, paying far more than she did just a few months ago.
तो जैसे कैसे अब दुकान पे लेने जा रहे हैं, कह रहे हैं दुकान पे से कि कोई देख तो ना रहा वो सिलेंडर ले लेगा। अब पैसे के पैसे दे रहे हैं और छुप के खड़े होने पड़ रहा हुआ, जैसे गैस चोरी कर रहे हैं, किसी का माल चुरा रहे हैं, हम ये करने पड़ा हमें। तो दिल्ली में ही रहते हैं, मंडावली में, और हमारे परिवार में भी हम हैं, हमारे घर वाले हैं, हमारे तो मतलब 6-7 जने हैं, तो उनके लिए एक ही सिलेंडर है। एक सिलेंडर ऐसे ही अब इतने खर्चा में कितना चलेगा, एक सवा महीने चल जाता है बस। अभी भी खरीदा है 3-4 दिन पहले सिलेंडर 3,000 का।
When the LPG supplies were hit, the government pushed for the use of piped natural gas or PNG.
Everybody in this building have an PNG connection except for our apartment because it's a rented apartment. We have contacted our owner regarding to get a PNG connection. I think so a lot of paperwork and everything goes and he does not want to hassle because it's a rented apartment.
जहाँ नहीं है पाइपलाइन, इधर नहीं है मंडावली में, हमें तो नहीं पता, वैसे हमारे अंदाज से तो हम किराएदार के घर में कहाँ से पाइपलाइन आएगी।
Household PNG connections stand at just 1.62 crores as of December 2025, roughly 5% of Indian households. Families like Archana's live in densely packed working class neighborhoods where PNG does not reach. A new PNG connection costs around rupees 6 to 7,000. Landlords are often unwilling to spend such amounts on homes they don't live in. And even where PNG exists, the gas flowing through those pipes is largely imported liquefied natural gas. A different fuel, the same vulnerability.
हमको लगा था गैस की दिक्कत हो रही है तो अब हम यहाँ नहीं रह पाएंगे, इतनी महंगी गैस कहाँ से भराएंगे। सोची थी गांव चले जाएं, क्योंकि वहाँ तो इतनी सारी लकड़ी है, इतने सारे उपले हैं, तो गैस से उन्हें कोई गांव में लोगों को कोई फर्क ना पड़े।
Upla, Kanda or Gosa are all vernacular names for dung cakes. A dung cake is exactly what it sounds like. Dung from a bovine shaped by hand into a flat patty, pressed onto a wall or the ground and left to dry in the sun until it is hard enough to burn. Did rural India, with its older ways of cooking and with traditional fuels available, fare better? We travelled to the villages of western Uttar Pradesh to find out. Our first stop is a small eatery near Barsana town in Mathura district of UP.
सिलेंडर पे यही सामान बनता है, बूंदी है, लड्डू हैं, कचौड़ी है, समोसे हैं, जलेबी भी बनती है। अब जलेबी हमने जो बंद कर देंगे, सिलेंडर मिल नहीं रहा, क्या करें फिर।
मैम ऐसा है जैसे अब हमारी ये भट्टी है और हमको ग्राहक सुधा से जल्दी आता है हमारा, तो हम पे इस पे सब्जी बनती रहती है, उस पर कचौड़ी सिकती रहती है, इससे ग्राहक को हम हैंडल कर लेते हैं। अब सब्जी बनेगी फिर सब्जी उतरेगी, जब कचौड़ी सिकेगा ग्राहक लौटता है हमारा।
Small business owners like Man Singh have been using a mix of traditional fuels and LPG to meet their cooking needs. Without LPG, the use of these traditional fuels has increased.
एक दिन में 10 किलो लकड़ी और 20 किलो कंडे। अब कंडे का लकड़ी का दाम बढ़ रहा है ना, 100 रुपये थे, फर्क है 1,500 रुपये का फर्क पड़ गया है।
These dung cakes are sourced from nearby homes in the village. So who is making them? And what does dung actually mean to a rural household?
हमारा तो चूल्हे पे ही सारा कुछ बनता है। जब मौसम खराब हो जाता है या कोई रिश्तेदार वगैरह आ जाते हैं तो ही गैस चलती है हमारी, अन्य वरना गैस नहीं चलती। पर चाय पानी, ये चाय सब्जी है या वैसी कोई चीज बना रहे हैं बच्चे, जैसे पास्ता मैक्रोनी वैक्रोनी जैसे आजकल काम है, तो गैस चला लें क्योंकि अपने आप बना में, अन्य खाना तो मेरा चूल्हे पे ही बनता है।
Even before the LPG crisis, rural households in this region cooked primarily on chulhas using wood and dung cakes. LPG was secondary. However, in some situations, it remains essential.
गैस की दिक्कत आई, 3-4 महीना सिलेंडर नहीं मिला हमें, 4-5 महीना। जब तूफान आवे ना तो फिर चूल्हे पर खाना ना बनता, उड़ता है, आँच उड़े। जब आँच उड़ेगी, अब तुम बताओ कच्चा घर है, ईंधन वींधन लकड़ी वकड़ी रखी यहाँ पे, उड़ जाती, गोसे में लग जाती तो हमारा तो घर ही फूक जाता। उस तूफान में तो हम भूखे भी सो गए बीवी, क्योंकि ना चूल्हे पे बनना खाना और गैस ही ना।
4 buffaloes give Priyanka roughly 40 kgs of dung daily, enough to meet her family's cooking needs, saving an estimated rupees 9,600 a year on fuel costs. But dung cakes are not a clean fuel. They produce thick smoke. They take hours to cook a meal and they cannot help cities. So the question becomes, can India take this same raw material and convert it into a clean fuel that can reach the whole country?
If you go by the number of bovines, say for example, bovine means both cattle and buffalo together. In last census tells us that we are having 19 crore of cattle and approximately 10 crores or 11 crores of buffalo. So it's approximately say 30 crores of bovines. Now if one cow or buffalo produce 8 to 10 kilo of cow dung, it becomes 300 million approximately cow dung per day.
This is an enormous resource, and India has a plan to use it.
Government of India already has got 2-3 program. One is Govardhan. Another program is called STAT, right? So target is to produce 5,000 CBG gas plant.
CBG stands for compressed biogas. It is equivalent to CNG or compressed natural gas. Both are compressed methane and have the same calorific value. But while CNG is a fossil fuel India imports, CBG is produced domestically from organic waste. This includes crop residue, municipal solid waste, and cattle dung. The Satat scheme, launched in 2018, set an ambitious target: 5,000 CBG plants across India producing 15 million tons of CBG annually. CBG can directly replace CNG to power vehicles, industries, and be used for cooking in place of piped natural gas through city gas distribution networks.
The place where you are sitting now, the Mathura and Vrindavan, we have one of the largest number of gosalas in and around. So what we are trying now, take the cow dung from those gosalas and establish a huge CBG plant, and also IOCL, we are targeting with IOCL so they can buy it back.
Old and sick bovines end up in gaushalas or cow shelters. These become sites of large concentrated dung production. And that concentration is exactly what is needed for industrial scale production of CBG. We traveled to Bulandshahr to see what this looks like in practice.
हमारे जो प्लांट का नाम है वो है बुलंद बायोगैस। ये 3 TPD का प्लांट है। 3 TPD का मतलब 3000 किलो 3 टन पर डे, ठीक है। तो उसके लिए हमें 70 टन से 80 टन माल हमें पर डे रॉ मटेरियल चाहिए ही चाहिए। काव डंग आ जाइए, देसी भाषा में बात करें तो गोबर, गाय का हो या भैंस का हो, उसको भी हम गैस बनाने में इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं। हमारे यहाँ आते हैं 3 ट्रॉले गोबर के, जिसमें एक ट्रॉले में 13 टन माल होता है।
Out of the 70 to 80 tons of raw material that goes as input into this plant, 39 tons is dung. That is around 50%. The plant has partnered with goshalas nearby to get this dung. However, even at this scale, the plant cannot meet local demand for CBG. That demand has only grown since the Strait of Hormuz closed and fuel supplies were impacted.
हम ये गैस जो है पंप पे सप्लाई करते हैं, सिंगल पेट्रोल पंप है, उसी की पूर्ति नहीं कर पा रहे हैं हम अभी, क्योंकि अभी इसकी इतनी खपत है। और अभी ऐसी स्थिति में तो आप ये समझ के चलिए कि भाई पेट्रोल की महामारी बोल सकते हैं हम इसको। तो हमें सरवाइव करने के लिए देखिए जाना तो पड़ेगा गैस पर ही, जो हम खुद बना रहे हैं जाना तो उसी पर पड़ेगा।
The Satat scheme set a target of 5,000 CBG plants by 2030. As of January 2026, only 132 plants are operational.
So India's estimated CBG potential is 62 million metric ton. After the 8 year of Satat implementation, we have only achieved 1% of the total total potential.
If India were to achieve its target of producing 15 million metric tons of CBG annually, it could reduce LNG imports by around 40%. If the country achieves its full CBG potential, LNG imports could be eliminated entirely. India has the potential to meet a large part of its energy needs from domestic sources. Until that potential is met, every distant conflict is a crisis waiting to happen.